everyone, this is Paul from PEbits, and I'm going to go over basic UI of Photoshop CC 2014. Most of the Adobe products have a similar arrangement as far as the UI goes and how you can rearrange them and redock them. In Photoshop here we have our menu bar, and in our menu bar we have access to many of the same features that we have in our panels. The panel located right underneath the menu bar is called the option bar. This option bar gives us access to different features based on the tools that we select. These tools are located in the toolbar, and then we have our floating panels over here on the right. So with the toolbar, they're grouped into sections. So we have our selectable items here, we have our modifiers here, we have our vector tools, we have our swatches at the bottom. With many of these panels, they all have these little grips in which you can pull out to undock them, and then you'll also see these double arrows. If you click on them, you can modify the panel to expand or contract. You can always put it back to its original position, and when you drag the panel over to the side, you'll see a blue highlight that indicates that it's ready to be docked, in which case you could dock it. I tend to like these to float, and when you get comfortable with it, you can even know all the shortcut keys, and Photoshop does a really nice job at doing these shortcut keys, because when you roll over with the tooltips, you'll see that over these tools you'll see that there is a letter right next to it. So in this case it's an I. So if you click the I key, it'll automatically activate the eyedropper. The other thing you'll note with the toolbar is anytime you see the small little corner piece right here, if you hold down the left mouse button, you'll get additional options. So there are additional tools that you can access inside of the toolbar itself. Over here in the floating panels, again, you can come in and expand and contract the panels. You can undock them. You can grab these bars, and you should never feel like you're going to ruin a setup, because the one great thing that Photoshop has along with the other Adobe products is this thing called workspaces. So we have these floating panels where you can click, drag, and then drop them into a group, and you can actually group different panels together. You can close panels, you can contract them, and then you can even expand them slightly, so you can have the words to help you out. You can expand them all the way so you have the full panel open. And if you go through something like I've been doing here and I want it to reset, over here on the right, the workspaces allows us to jump around to different UI layouts that Adobe feels is most efficient if you're doing 3D or motion or painting. It gives you access to the tools that they feel like you would be using most of. So in the original one we were using Essentials, and in the Essentials I just selected it, and if I go down to Reset Essentials, it'll reset to the default layout. So we have that option as well. So with these floating panels, again, just like the toolbar, you can always bring them out, you can expand them, you can drag them and drop them. Anytime you see that blue, it indicates that it's ready to be docked or dropped, and you can do that there. You can expand or contract them. This is a nice view, so you still have the tooltips, and then if you just want the thumbnails or the icons, you can just scale it all the way down, and then you'll have just the icons. At any point, if you ever accidentally remove any of these, you can always have access to them in the menu up here. So for instance, I just lost my toolbar. If I take my option down here and I want to bring something back, I can always go under Windows, and then down here I have my tools. That'll bring my toolbar back. If I want to bring a specific panel back, I could come over here, click on History for instance, and I'll bring that panel back. I can always redock it into my other group down here. So if I could grab this little bar area here, and I can just redock it and group it into this panel, or I can pull that group out. Again, you have lots of flexibility. You can separate them. They did a really nice nice job allowing the users to really dictate how you want your UI for your specific projects. So that's a quick overview of the Photoshop UI and the floating panels and the different menu options.